National protest enters day 3. Correspondents bring situation reports. Security operatives apprehend more suspected vandals accused of looting property in the wake of a nationwide protest. Nigeria Police Force cautions Amnesty International for releasing unconfirmed reports alleging use of firearms in managing protests. Hello and welcome to the late evening news at 11 on Nta News24. We are live in Abuja. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nancy Godi Angunihu. Now the news in full. President Bola Tinubu will address the nation in a broadcast on Sunday, August 4, 2024 at 7 a.m. A statement by Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Ajuri Ngelale, says television, radio and other electronic media outlets are to join the network services of the Nigerian Television Authority (NTA) and the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria (FRCN) for the broadcast. The broadcast will be repeated on the network service of the NTA and the FRCN at 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. on the same day. Security personnel dispersed agitated protesters that converged on the Moshood Abiola Stadium, Abuja, on the third day of the nationwide protest. The protesters, mostly youth, who started gathering at the stadium early morning, became too agitated and confrontational for the security personnel, who were forced to disperse them with canisters. Early, the DCP Operations FCT Command on the patrol addressed the protesters, telling them to be law-abiding as security formations are only out to ensure peace.
So even right from the first day they came here, we've been with them. The only thing that we are asking them, since they insisted that they will not enter the stadium, that this place is part of the premises, we give them the much needed protestation, but we told them that they should make sure that the road is clear for the other users.
Meanwhile, security is beefed up at the stadium while other patrol vehicles move around the Federal Capital Territory city to maintain law and order. Lagos State remains calm and peaceful as protesters, though fewer than the first day and second day, gathered again at the Freedom Park, Ojota, the designated area for the protest. Hingeno John Adams reports that business activities are yet to hit full peak.
It's day 3 and these protesters are back to the Freedom Park in Ojota, where they have been demonstrating since the 1st of August. The presence of security operatives is still visible in a bid to protect the protesters, members of the public, and infrastructure, as well as ensure that peace is maintained. At some point, the protesters insisted on marching beyond the Freedom Park, but the police remain resolute on its stance that they restrict activities to the designated points of the protest. The situation was properly managed as cordiality between the protesters and personnel of various security agencies was the order of the day. Meanwhile, Lekki Toll Gate, one of the flashpoints for protest, is calm and peaceful with the presence of security personnel to maintain law and order. The Lagos Police Public Relations Officer Benjamin Hundeyi gives an update.
The Commissioner of Police Lagos State Command has been to the Lekki Toll Gate this morning to see things for himself, and there was absolute peace there. Not one protester was seen. The Commissioner of Police is in Ojota supervising the security arrangements and everything is going on fine. Yes, we must admit that at some point protesters tried to be unruly, but security operatives stood their ground and made sure they fell back in line within the limits approved by the court through the court order.
A drive round town shows that normalcy is gradually returning, with more vehicles plying the roads and increased presence of people going about their business activities. In Lagos, Hingino, John Adams, NTA News.
The Nigeria Police Force has cautioned Amnesty International for releasing unconfirmed reports alleging that security personnel deliberately employed tactics designed to kill protesters using firearms as a tactical tool for protest management. While denying the allegations, the force in a statement gave an account of incidents from the first 2 days of the nationwide protests, indicating that in Borno State, 4 individuals lost their lives and 34 others were severely injured in a terrorist attack by suspected Boko Haram ISWAP elements who infiltrated the crowd of protesters and detonated an improvised explosive device, IED. The force also notes that there was another incident reported in Yauri local government area of Kebbi State, where a group of individuals mobilized to loot a shop. In the process, a local vigilante man shot and killed one of the looters. Thus, the Commissioner of Police in charge of Kebbi State is currently investigating, among others. However, incidents of armed robbery, arson, mischief, looting of public institutions and private businesses, destruction of both public and private property were recorded during the protest. According to the force, arrests were made concerning these criminal incidents and several recoveries were made from the suspects. Similarly, police officers sustained various degrees of injuries during the attack by protesters. One of them, who initially was reported dead, miraculously survived but remains in a critical condition. Jigawa State Police Command has paraded over 200 suspects arrested in connection with the recent protest. The State Commissioner of Police, Ahmed Tijani Abdullahi, disclosed this at a press briefing in Dutse. Awal Muhammad Kazari reports.
The Commissioner of Police, Ahmad Tijani Abdullahi, outlined measures taken to mitigate the situation, including the deployment of additional security personnel, engagement with community leaders, and heightened social media monitoring. Despite these efforts, some groups, particularly teenagers, have engaged in destructive activities, leading to significant damage to public infrastructures and disruption of local economies. The police have arrested 212 individuals, with 74 charged to court. Confiscated items include motorcycles, bicycles, and various goods. He emphasized that everyone participating in disruptive activities will face legal consequences. The commissioner praised the cooperation of the state government and other security agencies and urged citizens to remain calm and cooperate with the authorities. He also called on parents and educators to discourage their subjects in getting involved in violent protests.
Let me use this medium on behalf of all the security agencies in the state to call on anyone or group of persons found engaging in activities likely to disrupt the peace in the state to stop or will be dealt with in accordance with the provision of the law.
We want to thank all the residents and citizens of Jigawa State for cooperating with the government, and the government is looking at the situation where people are, and on a daily basis, His Excellency and the various security agencies paid to review the security situation in the state. So hopefully, when we have the opportunity today, the various security agencies will present their more comprehensive report to His Excellency, then decision will be taken. Then hopefully we will relax the curfew to ensure that people have go back to their respective businesses.
The curfew remains enforced to help the state recover and ensure the safety of all residents in the state. In Dutse, Awal Muhammad Kazauri, NTA News.
Kano Police Command has arrested 392 suspects in connection with the violent protest in the state. The State Public Relations Officer Abdullahi Haruna Kigawa disclosed this to newsmen at the command's headquarters. Abdullahi Mustafa has more.
The protest in Kano was hijacked by hoodlums who engaged in destruction and looting. This led to declaration of 24-hour curfew by the state government and arrest of 392 suspects by the police. A variety of looted items were also recovered.
This exhibit also includes what you are seeing here today, 2 AK-47 rifles that were looted from the Audubako Secretariat High Court complexes. They were able to be recovered by the police during the arrest of these looters.
The command also investigates some social media posts questioning the arrests and recoveries made by the police.
These despicable acts are calculated attempts by enemies of the peace to tarnish the reputable image of the Nigeria police. These images showing suspects and exhibits are linked to the current incidents resulting from the ongoing August 2024 nationwide protest and have no relation in whatsoever with any incident in the year 2011.
SP Kiawa also urged parents to return to nearby police stations looted items found with their children. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, Nta News.
Similarly, Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC) in Kano has apprehended about 108 suspected vandals accused of looting property. Masood Aliyu reports that the suspects were paraded at the NSCDC state office alongside several items recovered from them.
Among the items recovered were electronic devices, household appliances, and various stolen goods worth millions of naira. Parading the suspects, Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Kano State Command, emphasized the agency's commitment to maintaining law and order.
We cannot fold our arms and watch bandits wreaking havoc on public utilities. On this note, the Corps has arrested so far more than 100 suspects.
While reiterating the legitimacy of the peaceful protests, the command condemned the actions of those who took advantage of the situation to commit crimes.
We are able to recover a 50 kVA Meccano generator from bundles.
NSCDC therefore urged citizens to report any suspicious activities and cooperate with law enforcement agents to ensure the safety and security of the state. In Kano, Masood Aliyu, Nta News.
Residents of Maiduguri and its environs, as well as members of the business community, have applauded Governor Babagana Umara Zulum for swiftly calling off the curfew imposed as a result of the violence that erupted following the nationwide protest. They said this as normalcy returned to the city. Mohammed Guni was there.
Following the lifting off of the curfew by the Borno state government, normalcy has returned to Maiduguri, with residents going about their normal businesses. Both marketers and residents of the city appreciated government for the swift lifting off of the curfew as they now move freely without restrictions. While acknowledging the efforts of the state government in initiating people's-oriented policies, the residents still call on the government at all levels to consider the hardship they face and come up with policies that will reduce their challenges.
Thank God it has been relaxed now, and I pray that this protest will yield a positive result. I mean, things are very difficult. Yes, it's true our governor Zulum is trying to reduce the poverty in the state, but things are extremely difficult. Just imagine things in the market now. You come today, things have increased. You come tomorrow, it has increased again. We pray that things will get better in our country.
They also prayed for God's wisdom and fear in the hearts of the leaders, as well as restoration of peace and order in the country. In Maiduguri, Mohammed Goni, Nta News.
The Nigeria Hunters and Forest Security Service has joined in the appeal to those protesting in the country to call off the protest in the interest of unity, peace and national development. The Commander General of the service, Ambassador Joshua Osatimehi, made the appeal while addressing newsmen after monitoring the situation alongside officers and men of the FCT Command of NHFSS in Abuja. He said the service has deployed officers and men to some critical public infrastructure and the FCT to prevent looting and vandalism by hoodlums. He stressed the need for Nigerians to support President Bola Tinubu administration towards actualizing his renewed hope agenda for the country.
No president can fix the economy of this country within a year. And with what Mr. President have done within a year and some months, we have to give him kudos. In the area of local government autonomy, in the area of the salary, the passage of worker salary, in the area of student loan, so we should give him more time. He will be unfolding his policy. And by special grace of God, with this time and dialogue, we are going to realize the new Nigeria we are all looking for.
The Commander General of the NHFSS reiterated the commitment of the service to complementing the efforts of other security agencies towards safeguarding lives and property in the country. Let's take a break now. The news continues in a moment.
Relief is coming. More wages, reduced costs. Nigeria's national minimum wage is now 70,000 naira and it will be reviewed every 3 years. The federal government will commence immediate implementation and state governments are being encouraged to follow suit. With the presidential CNG initiative, transport costs are coming down. Are you a car owner or a transporter? Visit www.pci.gov.ng to find out how you can benefit from switching to CNG. This is the renewed hope. Imagine a world where your potential isn't limited by your bank account, where your financial dreams can become reality. That world is here with the Nigerian Consumer Credit Corporation scheme, Credico. Credico is one of President Tinubu's initiatives designed to put the power of consumer credit in the hands of working Nigerians. Here to help you achieve your goals, whether it's providing for your family or expanding your home or business. Visit www.credico.ng today for details. This is the renewed hope. Did you know that President Bola Tinubu has approved the suspension of import duties and tariffs on rice, maize and other essential food items for the next 5 months? The President has also approved the suspension of import duties on pharmaceutical raw materials and equipment. This will help bring down the prices of food and drugs across the country. All hands are on deck to ensure that things get better for all Nigerians. This is the renewed hope.
Nigeria, a land of rich culture and diverse voices, where every voice matters. In times of disagreement, let's choose dialogue over discord. Together, we can find solutions through understanding and respect. Let's build a stronger Nigeria, one conversation at a time. Dialogue, not protest. Unity, not division. Nigeria, united in dialogue.
Thanks for staying with us. Sultan of Sokoto and President General Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs Muhammad Saad Abubakar urges Muslims in Nigeria to start looking for the new moon of Safar 1446 AH tomorrow. A statement signed by the Chairman Advisory Committee on Religious Affairs Sultanate Council Sokoto Professor Sambo Wali Junaidu says Sunday 4th August 2024 is equivalent to 29th Muharram 1446 AH. It therefore called on the Muslim Ummah to start looking for the new crescent and report the sighting to the nearest district or village heads for onward communication to the Sultan. A National Emergency Medical Treatment Committee has been inaugurated by the federal government with the target of building a country that delivers a viable emergency response system, promptly serving all citizens, especially the most vulnerable Oluseye Adeabo reports on the engagement of the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare Secretariat in Abuja, presided over by the Minister, Professor Mohammed Ali Pate.
In the World Health Organization 2020 reports, Nigeria accounted for a staggering 1 in every 4 global maternal deaths, as estimations show that every year about 7 million pregnancies develop complications, with people in the rural areas mostly involved. This signing of a memorandum of partnership on rural emergency service and maternal transport rests met with the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency and National Malaria Elimination Program is a commitment to improving access to emergency medical services in Nigeria. As Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Ali Pate says the agreement will drive an effective implementation of the program.
While we're dealing on the primary healthcare side, on the human resources, on the commodities, on the quality of the facilities, we also need to ensure that it's easier, especially for pregnant women when they're in need of healthcare, to be able to have access to healthcare services. We count on you to think boldly, which is what the President is all about, and to think innovatively, to think of technology, to think inclusively, public-private sector, at the end of the day, to put the Nigerian person at the center.
We look forward for the next 2 years for a vibrant emergency system in the health sector for this country.
From members of the committee identify possible limitations to achieving a robust national emergency medical services system, revealing delays in services provisions, often due to payment, and sharing prospects on the latest initiatives.
As the NEMTC, we are fully committed to propelling this vision forward. We will leverage our expertise and resources to build an emergency care system that serves the Nigerian people and that is resilient, government-supported, and politically-driven.
The minister re-echoed President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda in ensuring Nigeria's health sector heads into a much better direction and has the desired impact on all people. In Abuja, Oluseye Adeabo, Nta News.
This is the late evening news at 11 on Nta News 24. Here is a quick look at the major stories. National protest enters day 3. Correspondents bring situation reports. "108 suspected vandals apprehended in Kano State, accused of looting property in the wake of nationwide protest." Nigeria Police Force cautions Amnesty International for releasing unconfirmed reports alleging use of firearms in managing protests. President Bola Tinubu congratulates Chief Ibori on his best day. Chief Ibori, a businessman and politician, was governor of Delta State from 1999 to 2007. The president joins friends, the good people of Delta State, and well-wishers to felicitate the former governor on this occasion. In the same vein, President Bola Tinubu congratulates Senator Abdulaziz Musa Adua Matawalen Katsina on his 60th birthday. The president, in a statement by his special advisor on media and publicity, Ajuri Ngelele, commends Matawalen Katsina for his dedication and services to the nation as a former military officer and now senator representing Katsina Central Senatorial District. President Tinubu applauds the younger brother to former President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua and brother to former Chief of Staff, Supreme Headquarters, General Shehu Musair Adua for maintaining a family tradition of visionary leadership, courage, and ensuring the welfare of the underprivileged. Similarly, President Bola Tinubu extends his warm congratulatory message to Senator Shuaib Afolabi Salisu on his 60th birthday. Senator Salisu representing Ogun Central Senatorial District, and he is the Chairman Senate Committee on ICT and Cyber Security and Vice Chairman Senate Committee on Media and Publicity. The President praised God to give them good health and more years of impactful leadership to the nation. And that's it on the news at 11 on NTA News 24. Thank you for watching. I'm Nancy Godiangunihu. Bye.